What's up, everybody? This is Jose with Oakland Latinos United, aka Oakland Latinos Unidos, out here in beautiful downtown Oakland by City Hall, Franco Gawa Plaza, or Oscar Grant Plaza, where Occupy Oakland happened. Just chilling today. Have an appointment out here in downtown Oakland. There's City Hall, and just relaxing, enjoying my noon. Basically, it's lunchtime right now. I'm gonna go get something to eat soon, but I wanted to talk about a subject that many of you out there are talking about, and that I'm frankly quite tired of hearing about, because it's an issue that all politicians play theatrics with, and it's an issue that hasn't changed, and people are basically playing games with people's lives, and that issue is the immigrant issue. I know I don't talk much about it, but right now there's a lot of talk about the migrants that are coming from Central America. There's a lot of talk about the people that are being held in these private prisons, these concentration camps, and there's a lot of people out here who support this kind of police state nonsense. And the reality is that there's not an issue. That's the reality. The reality is, the issue is that the United States has put forward foreign policies in the past and present that have affected Central America. And if you don't know that, all you have to do is go and read. You could look it up on the internet. You could go to your local library and read about how the United States supported wars in Central America, in El Salvador. I'm half Salvadorian, I should know. Some of my family had to leave because of the war going on out there, which the U.S. was supporting. The U.S. during Ronald Reagan's era was supporting wars against communism, supposedly. And they were allowing these right-wing death squads and right-wing militaries, dictatorships, to kill and slaughter and genocide its people, which pushed many people out. And the effects of that war is still going on today. The same with Honduras. We used Honduras as a CIA training ground for years. And now, in a few years back, what was that, 2012? The Democrats under Obama, supported the president who was, I forget his name, I can't think of his name at the moment, but the left-wing president who was elected by the people. They supported a military coup to overthrow him, which has created a worse problem in Honduras, which is pushing many people away as well, with crime and with so many other things that have been going on. Poverty, crime, same thing with El Salvador. And in Nicaragua as well, you had, the U.S. supporting, the Contras against the Sandinista government, which also pushed a lot of people around. And we can go to Colombia and talk about Plan Colombia and how we supported and still support right-wing dictators in Colombia to kill its own people. We want to fucking start wars in Venezuela because we don't like Maduro. We want to start 1989, the Panama invasion, which killed a lot of Panamanians, Afro-Panamanians especially, and so forth. I mean, in Mexico, we've intervened in Mexico for many years, you know what I mean? And it's a lot of it has to do, well, in Mexico, NAFTA had a lot to do with it. But, we want to basically look at these people that are coming here as these immigrant hordes, these invaders, these blah, blah, blah. Well, where the fuck are the invaders? Brown people have been here all along. This used to be part of fucking Mexico. The land we're standing in, Oakland right here where we're at, used to be Rancho San Antonio a long time ago. And before that, it was an Ohlone land. And, Latinos or Mexicans or whatever you want to call us, we are an indigenous people. So we've been in this continent before most of you Europeans had ever even knew this place existed. So how the fuck are we going to be immigrants? Or we're invaders? When you guys were the ones that came here on the Mayflower and all your fucking, the Niña, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria and all that other stuff, and invaded this land and genocided the people who were already here. And then you want to call us fucking invaders. You got a lot of fucking nerves. And then let's talk about immigrants. This country is a country full of immigrants. It's a country where immigrants have been here all along. Most of you white people, I hate to tell you this, but your families weren't here before. Your families came from Europe, from Germany, from England, from, France, from the Netherlands, from, Italy. They weren't here. Almost, yeah, maybe you're a second and third generation born here, but your ancestry wasn't from here. You weren't here for millennia. You weren't here for centuries. You were out in Europe. You know what I mean? And all other immigrants that are coming, Indian, Asian, we're all immigrants in this country. So what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, these immigrants, they're taking our jobs, legal, illegal. Come on, man. You guys are just, check your own foreign policy of your government before you talk about immigrants. Check the foreign policy of interventions of of the United States and Central America and Latin America in general. When you hear about our country wanting to invade or do something in Latin America, please rise up and protest if you really care about the immigration issue. You know what I mean? Whether you're right or left. And the problem is that the immigration issue is used as a political theater by the right and the left, by Democrats and Republicans. There's Democrats and Republicans who either say they're gonna give them amnesty, or they're gonna support this and that. But you got others who support locking people up and deporting people and all this bullshit. And I mean, the Republicans, they're obviously, they just don't give a fuck. They're just a bunch of fascists who want to just have a police state and arrest everybody. But then the Democrats as well. So it goes beyond Democrat and Republican, right, left. You know what I mean? The thing is, what is the solution to this? I don't know what the solution is to this. I think maybe stopping foreign policy that affects Latin America might be a start. And, that's the thing. I've heard a lot of you right-wing, white conservatives say, oh, well, why don't you go to Mexico or El Salvador and fix your own thing? Well, we did try to fix our own thing. And you stupid motherfuckers supported Ronald Reagan and all those other people to come in our countries and fucking prevent us from changing things. So what the fuck are you talking about? So how are you going to say that we have to change things in our own countries, but yet you allow the U.S. government to go to the countries where we originate from to prevent us from changing us? You tell me how the fuck that works. You know what I mean? And then let's talk about the other issue. The migrants that are being locked up and put in concentration camps. The laws that are being placed, of heavy security border enforcement and checking people's papers and IDs and putting people in private prisons and building a stupid ass fucking wall that's not even going to prevent anything anyway. But the reality is that they want bodies in those private prisons, and the immigration issue is the perfect way to put people in private prisons. And this only benefits the rich, the powerful investors who want bodies in there. For initially, they could put slave labor in these private prisons, and they don't give a fuck. They're putting kids in their families, all kinds of people, you know what I mean? And people want to say, oh, it's crime, it's this and that. But, if you support a police state and kids and families being put in concentration camps and private prisons for fucking investors to have free slave labor, then you're a one fucked up human being. I have to tell you that. You're a messed up human being. Your humanity is just completely tore up. I don't give a fuck what law they broke or whatever. You're just a fucked up human being at the end of the day. And that's the reality. I'm sorry to tell you this, but that's what it is. That's what you are. You know what I mean? Because you people are the kind of people that would have supported the Nazis fucking putting Jews or gypsies in concentration camps in the past. You guys were the ones that would have supported Jim Crow in the past. You would have supported blacks being lynched in the past. And you probably support blacks being killed by the motherfucking police now. So, yeah, I mean, the immigration issue is a non-issue. That's really what it is. It's an issue to scare gullible, racist white people out there, to use their fears. Basically, politicians use your fears to pin you against brown people, black people, immigrants, because they know you'll be stupid enough to fall for the bait, and they know you'll be triggered enough to support and blindly support police state policies which do nothing but create destruction and stupidity and fascism and just bad things in this society. You know, the thing is, people want to talk about immigrants come here and do crimes. I mean, I hate to tell you this, but statistically, the majority of crimes are committed by white people, or by people who are born in the United States, regardless if they're black or white or Mexican or, you know, Asian. Vast majority are committed by people who are born here. I hate to tell you that. Most of the school shooters out there who shoot schools and shoot public parking lots and shoot movie theaters are not black and brown people. They're more usually white people. You know what I mean? And they're the kind of white people that I'm talking about, who get scared by politicians, who get triggered, who, you know, don't have the confidence, who have emotional issues, and they let things trigger them to do violent things or to support police state against brown people or against black people. And that's the reality. Do you know what I mean? That's the reality. It's all about white supremacy, racism. It's all about division. It's all about making money for fucking investors, rich billionaires who own private prisons, and they want us divided, they want us stupid, they want us gullible. Like that, they can control us. And they create these issues like the immigrant issue because they know you'll be triggered, and your fear and your internal racisms will come out and support it. And that's just the reality. The thing is, we got to come together as humans. Fuck race. We got to come together as humans to see the reality of human rights violations. And we have to look beyond our own race sometimes. I look a lot of times at things beyond my own race. Many times. When it comes to human rights violation. I don't like the violation of gay people. I don't like the violation of even white people. I don't like the human rights violation of black people or my own people or anybody else for that matter. Because humanity shouldn't be like that. We're smart enough to be a human or a society or a world that doesn't have to enslave and lock up and demoralize and dehumanize people. And like I said, that's what it is. It's people dehumanizing people. It's the dehumanization, and many of you who support it have been dehumanized. And that's really all I have to say. You know, don't fall for the bullshit. A brown immigrant from Central America is not your enemy. He's not here to hurt you. He's not here to cause you harm or pain. You know, my dad was an immigrant from El Salvador. My mom was an immigrant from Mexico. And they came here and worked their asses off. They didn't ask for no fucking handouts. They didn't ask nothing for anybody. They worked hard and got what they had to do. And they never committed crimes, and they never did bad things to anybody. So before you come here and tell me that, oh, they're going to come here and commit crimes, they want a handout, you know, shut the fuck up and educate yourself. And go actually talk to some so-called immigrants and listen to their story, and probably be surprised how much similarity you might even have with them. You know what I mean? That's the thing. We just don't want to talk to people. We want to play the point the finger and listen to fucking stupid fucking right-wing idiots or even democratic idiots out there and just blindly follow like the sheep we are. But that's all I have to say. This is Jose with Oakland Latinos United out here on a beautiful day in downtown Oakland. One more look at Oakland City Hall. You can see over there 14th and Broadway. Talk to you guys later.